Quer dizer, eu acho que a menina é muda, não, eu não sei, mano. Se a Anais é muda ou não é. O outro fala até pelas orelhas, mas a Anais...
I suppose that's the extent of what you'll give me.
Does this mean I'm free?
Foltest, King of Temeria, has been murdered. Unfortunately for you, you're the only suspect.
The murderer outsmarted you, so I'm to rot in this dungeon.
Oh, no danger of you rotting. You'll hang.
Convince me otherwise.
I have no influence over the court.
Foltest told me a lot about you.
If not for him, I'd be a drunk or a vagrant. Foltest did more for me than my father ever did. But then my father did exactly nothing, for I never even met him. In any case, I'll not rest until the murderer is punished.
Tell me how you serve, Vernon.
I carry out orders others are incapable of executing.
O que tá acontecendo no reino depois dessa treta?
The Council of...
Mais ou menos, mano. Eu lembro mais ou menos.
That means three things. Utter chaos will prevail, Visima will run dry of wine and drink, and the local whores will make a killing.
Is Triss participating in the meetings?
Indeed. Only to find out that she's no longer needed.
How do you know?
It's my business to know.
To run a kingdom without a sorceress?
They already have a kingdom without a king. They'll use every opportunity to get rid of her.
Who will rule?
The chief contenders are Count Maravel and Baron Kimbold, who already tussle for control of Lavalette Castle.
What about Foltest's bastards?
The king's blood runs in their veins, so yes, they are entitled to the throne. Not some drooling nobles.
What if someone vouched for me?
You have a witness.
I was thinking of Triss.
Was she not your lover? Who knows?
Ah, é verdade, velho, é verdade. Pode crer, o cara da Arasaka lá, mano, é verdade, velho.
She's been invited to the next meeting of the Council of
Agora eu
Reis.
lembrei.
For fuck's sake, you command the blue stripes. Do something. The real murderer is free, and he's further and further away with every hour you spend prancing around in here.
I find the Killer Monk story unconvincing.
I don't claim he was a monk. He was wearing a frock, though. He sailed off in a boat with some Scoia'Tael.
Would you recognize him?
No problem. A mountain of meat. Never seen anyone bigger.
Sim, mano. Era o Imperador do Japão. Era alguma coisa assim mesmo. O jogo é da hora, mano. A história, né? Ei, Vernon, deixa eu meter o pé daqui, mano.
What would you do if you escaped?
I'd go after the Kingslayer.
You know where to look for him?
Some Scoia'Tael helped him escape. That's where I'd start. I expect you might know this particular group of elves.
Work that out.
They wore blue-striped masks. Trophies, I expect.
Yorveth's commando. I know where to find them. We've a trail to follow after all.
If you want to start over and take it easy this time, get me some food.
Now that you mention it. Vess! Bring us food and drink.
Shame you didn't think of that earlier.
It's your own fault, Geralt. Your fate is in your hands.
Cara, é muito bem explorada, mano. Fora a side quests também, né, mano? Que você faz. Tem muita coisa, mano. Muita coisa mesmo, tá ligado? Pra ver.
Thank you.
Muito da hora, mano. Esse pão parece uma linguiça, mano. Mas eu acho que é linguiça mesmo, né? Linguiça, pão... Mano, que bagulho feio, cara, que eu tô vendo ali, mano.
Women serving in the special forces.
Nossa
This is one of my
senhora.
best people.
How'd she wind up in the blue stripes?
I pulled her from the paws of the Scoia'Tael.
É, com certeza. Vai passar, vai passar.
To her village and slaughtered everyone. The
Vai
unit...
passar pelo bruxão, mano. Pode ter certeza disso. Não vai perdoar, não.
One last thing. This file is about one Geralt of Rivia.
Lol.
And Foltest's
Lol. Lol. A,
Actually, Geralt's
X,
dead.
T, G,
The report details
3,
events from 5 years ago.
X,
Que lol, maluco. Sai fora. Me respeita. Calma aí, gente. Rapidão. Acho que meu controle tá descarregando aqui, mano. Deixa eu ver. Dá umas piscadas. Deixa eu ver aqui. Ah, ainda tá falando que tá com 100%, então é isso.
BLI. Tu. BO. Sal. Vamos que vamos.
Que vamos aonde, maluco? Vamos que vamos aonde, meu parça? Você me respeita, meu irmão.
Rivia. Population 1,234. In that, 253 non-humans. September the 25th, 1268. A riot erupts. A massacre ensues.
Isso daí é do 1, tá?
The blood of dwarves
É da treta que tem no 1 no final.
finds the courage to face the raging crowd.
Estás gripado. Tomou chuva sem o triplo G para te agarrar.
During the riot, 70 humans perish, including the witches Geralt of Rivia. Stabbed in the chest with a pitchfork by a man of whom we know only that his name was Rob, and he owed 3 crowns at the local tavern. Yennefer of Vengerberg dies trying to heal the witches.
Boa.
Bodies of Geralt and the sorceress are taken
Vai que ele perdeu a memória no 1.
this young girl with ashen hair. Their place of internment remains unknown.
I remember. Rivia.
Olha só, hein?
Just happened.
I saw my own death.
And the rest? Have you regained all your memory?
That's all. I just remember the end.
Não foi assim que ele perdeu a memória, não. Para de
Verso.
falar merda. Essa é a história do livro. KKKK.
Para de ser burro, ô Moelha.
Investigation's done.
Ele
Restrict.
tomou uma forcada no peito. E aí começa o Witcher 1, que ele tá sem memória. Mas é óbvio que eu sei que ele perdeu a memória porque a Tris apagou a memória dele, velho. Ela aconteceu no 3. Você acha que eu não sei, cara? Eu tô me fazendo.
I sail upriver at dawn. Guards will collect you in 5 minutes. Eat. You'll need your strength.
Ele perdeu a memória quando foi teletransportado pela mina de cabelo branco. Deixa de ser burro. KKKKKKKK. Ela mandou ele de TP. Ele caiu no lugar errado e perdeu a memória. Mas isso não aconteceu com a Yennefer.
Cara, foi a atriz que apagou a memória dele, meu parça. Eu lembro que no 3 mesmo ela fala, mano, que ela apagou a memória dele por conta dos caras da caçada selvagem, uma parada assim.
He was a hero, pretty much. Everyone's man.
Personally,
Não sei, cara, agora eu tô confuso, mano.
think of an eye, so it's no surprise.
Eu tenho que jogar pra descobrir, velho. Daqui 3 anos a gente descobre.
Rightly say I ever saw his sword, the blade move so fast.
I thought that beast would tear him to bits when it came out the clouds.
Delayed don't mean denied. Hangman will do that tomorrow.
E deve ter transportado ele foi a Ciri.
What say we, teach him a lesson for what he did to Foltest?
I'll not touch
Hey, my manacles fell off. Can you help me get them back on?
The freak's freed himself.
How the devil...
We've got to get in there. You go left, I'll go right.
Pode vir, fião. Vem. Caraca, olha as costas do bicho. Puro bacon.
A Yennefer. Mas infelizmente ele não memória. Isso não aparece nos jogos. Vem dos livros mesmo.
Vai que eu não vi bolhotas, mano. Pera aí, mano. Calma. Pode crer. Entendi. É, mano, ela só podia ser a Ciri mesmo, velho. Faz sentido agora. Pô, isso me esclareceu bastante coisa, mano. Porque no começo ele é jurado a proteger a Ciri. E aí ele tá com a Yennefer, protegendo a Ciri. Aí os caras atacam ele. A Ciri transporta ele, tá ligado? Aí no que a Ciri transporta ele, ele perde a memória. Que ele cai lá em Carmorra e começa um...
A Ruiva admite que quando ele perdeu a memória ela enganou ele. Geralt era relacionado com a
Isso.
fada da Ruivinha mente pra
Isso, velho.
de nada, que era ela e ele.
Isso, exatamente. E eu tô tão imersivo no jogo que ela enganou até eu, cara. Tá vendo? Eu pensei que era só os dois, mano. Safada, né, mano?
Ou seja, ela foi uma empata foda kkkkkk.
É, não foi tão empata não, né, mano? Porque, né? Convenhamos, né, mano? Bruxão pintou e bordou, né, mano? Também. Tem um bagulho aqui, velho. O porrete. Cadê a chave do guarda? Aqui. Não. A chave do guarda deve estar aqui. Convenhamos que existe um meio termo pra isso aí agora, né, mano? Que você falou, né?
Ele fica mó na bag quando ela fala isso, né? Vi tudo sobre isso nos vídeos da história dos jogos.
Sim, mano, ele fica meio bad. Mas não dá nada não, mano. Mesmo ela mentindo, ela sempre é Geralt, tá ligado? A outra não, a outra só fez ele de trouxa, mano. É, mano. O macetou tá macetado, velho. Eita, mano.
I get pea soup one more time, I'll puke on the horse or Drop your weapon!
Toma. Eu, barriga de bosta.
You deaf for what? I said a prisoner's escaped! Where the hell is it? Over here! Over here!
Você comigo de duelo. Quando terminar a live fora da equipe vai ficar impressionado.
Ah, mano, é Dark Souls 4, cara. É um Dark Souls 4. Eu só vi um pedacinho, mano, da... Eu só vi um pedacinho, eu não vi tudo não, mano. Mas nós vê sim, pode pá. Toma.
Tá mais pra dar.
É mesmo, esse daí eu não tô sabendo não, mano. Abrir, não. Preto e couro.
Agora joga o seu joguinho e nos entretenha que irei assistir.
Opa, muito obrigado, mano. Manter vocês entretidos aí, mano. Pode pá. Que jogo gostoso. E não dá pra soltar os bandidos mal aqui, não? Nossa, toma uma porretada na cabeça. Toma. Ih, tem logo uma elfa aqui, mano. Ih, olha lá outra elfa presa. É o presídio das elfas, mano. Fechado. pra abrir com um sinal hard? Não dá não. Cara, eu só tenho que achar a chave, né, mano? Ourens. Aqui dá pra entrar, beleza. Nossa. Você não pensou em fugir não, amigão? Tava aberto aqui, ó, seu Zé Ruela. Já é burro, mano. Morreu de graça ali, hein? Tem gente que desiste mesmo da vida, né, mano? O cara morreu de graça. A porta aberta, ele não... Morreu de perna aberta ali. Sentado. Com outros. Coitado. Ourens. Ourens.
Dare!
I'm just following orders, milady.
Who issued them?
What's more important is what they require.
Quem é essa mina aqui?
And what's that?
One little signature confirming that Voltes did not sire your little bastard.
I shall sign whatever you wish.
Of course you will, milady.
Que isso, velho? Ah, não, mano. Eu vou... Não, velho.
Not the iron! There's no need for the iron. I'll do what you wish.
There's a right time for it.
Não, não vou deixar. Não vou deixar ele esquentar lá, não, velho. É mancada, mano.
Then we'll take some wedges to your nails and finish off with spoon.
Aí, parça. Você tá fazendo merda aí, maluco. Que porra é essa?
You're early. Appointment's not due tomorrow.
Sorry, I'm in a hurry. We'll see you today.
Seus merda. Estão... Ah, mano, os caras me matou, velho. Esses caras aí foi mancada, hein, mano.
I shall sign whatever you wish.
Of course you will, milady. All succumb sooner or later.
Please, not the iron. There's no need for the iron.
You're early. Appointment's not due tomorrow.
Será que eu tô pronto? Vamos ver se eu tô pronto. Opa! Calma aí, amigão. Caraca, para de bater no escudo, velho. Toma, 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 toma. Não é bom bater mulher em defesa, seu bosta? Lixo. Toma, cuspida na cara ainda. Agora vamos à parte boa, vamos ser o herói agora, hein? Calma aí. Como é com as tetas de fora, mano? Coitada, velho.
What now?
Cover yourself, milady.
Um cavaleiro, né, velho?
The king spoke to me of you. You must look me in the eyes when you answer. Did you slay Foltest?
No.
I suppose I must believe you. You should be glad. I'd have to gouge out those devil's eyes otherwise.
I am glad, milady. I like my eyes.
Where are my children?
Forgive me,
Ah, era a mulher do Foltest.
so can't count myself well informed.
Then you are at my mercy. I know this dungeon better than anyone. Your chances of escaping are nil without my help. Slim with it.
gladly take Slim.
In that case, let us go. Along the way, you can tell me how my son, Arian Lavalette, died.
They never miss. They're the elite of the Nilfgaardian army.
You're kidding, right? There are only 2 of them.
Holding 2 of the best crossbows in the world.
What do you want, Excellency?
To aid you, my lady, or rather to present a proposal.
The Lavalettes have never made and will never make a pact with Nilfgaard.
Pantaray, Baroness. There are no constants in this world. It is time to adapt to the new order, particularly now that Arian and the king are no more. You and the royal children require protection.
Where are they?
In the upper castle. They are safe, unhurt thus far. I can guarantee their further safety and yours, provided you can agree to Imperial protection. Stomach, as it were, Nilfgaardians in your presence. Naturally, I expect nothing in return.
You contradict yourself, Ambassador. Your ruse is not lost on me. But so be it. Now take me to my children.
I hadn't planned on going to the upper castle.
And rightly so. Many there tremble with anticipation for tomorrow's execution. I must resolve a few administrative matters to deliver the Baroness from this oppression, and I will occupy, for ample time, I think, the guards at the main dungeon gate in the process. My lady, I leave you in the hands of this honorable knight. Witcher, count 20 heartbeats and follow me.
Why would you aid a Kingslayer, Excellency?
I aid a witcher who may find the real regicide. I'm a principled man who abhors all acts of violence, in addition to which the empire I represent needs a stable north. But we digress. 20 heartbeats, then follow.
Pera aí, gente, rapidão, calma aí. Estamos de volta. Vocês me ouvem bem, mano? Voltou já pra vocês? Voltou, né? Então tá suave. É isso.
Milady, your son Arian gave me a choice.
I know. Stubborn to the last as the Lavalettes have always been. I trust he did not suffer.
I doubt he even sensed the fight coming.
There's that at least.
Eu tenho que ir agora, bijuiote,
You
no
have
sábado pra
spoken your
você.
piece with...
Ô, Carol, vai lá, meu. Obrigado. Bom final de semana, viu? Tamo junto. Obrigado aí pela presença. Curte lá a sua célula, hein? É nóis. Deus abençoe. Couro, minério de ferro, mano. Beleza. Siga Cilliard Fitz Sterling. Ô, louco, mano. O nome do cara parece o nome de chave, né, mano? Alemã. Sterling. Cadê ele, cara? Oi, tem mais alguma coisa pra pegar? Confissão de Mary Louise Lavalette. Eu, Louise Lavalette, juro solenemente que meus filhos, Anais e Bolse, são os descendentes do meu filho mais velho, Arian, quem os gerou, através de uma união incestuosa comigo. Caraca, mas 2 vezes? Ou foi gêmeos, né? Não, 2 vezes mesmo. 3 vezes, na real. Não, mas isso daqui... Era que era mentira. Ela tinha feito incesto, mas fez incesto com Foltest, eu acho. É isso. Bora. Obrigado. Tamo junto.
Bastard! fucking prick! You cocksucker! Fuck you up the arse! Motherfucker! I'm gonna fucking kill you, hear me? Prick off and beat your head in with it!
Coitado, você não consegue nem sair daí, ó. Tá acabado, maluco. Tá aberto isso aqui? Não, aqui acho que é do outro lado, né? Bastão. Mano, eu vi que parece bastão aqui, velho. Cadê? Que parece bastão não, mano? Qual é mais brabo, mano? 3 a 12, 5 a 10. Ah, mano, vamos com esse aqui, velho. Pode dar mais dano.
Follow me! Yes, sir.
Aí eu ramelei, né? Lindo. Pum. Ai, mano. Vacilei, velho. Vacilei. Esqueci que eu tô saindo na surdina, né, mano? Igual um rato. Tem uma matança aqui, hein? O cara, como é que ele morreu? Vem, faz a fila, morre um de cada vez. Vem, faz a fila, morre um de cada vez.
Witcher on the loose! After it!
Vem, faz a fila, morre um de cada vez. Bugado. Bugado. Bugou o cenário, hein? Teleportei pra outro lugar que eu nem tava. Morreram. Beleza, mano. Dá pra abrir, não? Não dá pra abrir também. Que isso? Ah, nas armaduras furadas de guerra aí, né, mano? Maneiro. Deixa eu olhar por aqui. Pô, dava pra ter ido stealth, hein, mano. Vai não, né? Eu quero fazer o jogo com emoção, velho. Acho que já tá zando aqui, hein. Olha que da hora as armaduras, mano. Top, mano. Top. Ave Maria. Inventário. Ai. Espada curta. Ah, punhal, né, velho? Punhal, né? Ah, o punhal não dá pra me equipar, não? Geralmente, será que dá pra ver meu peru com isso? Opa. Vou testar mais tarde. Abrir. As masmorras dos Lavaledes. Alcance o barco. Caraca, preciso de uma roupa, mano. Mó frio aqui, mano. Mó frio no porto, rapaz.
Over here!
Nossa, só espadada braba. Só espadão bruto. E aí, docinho? Preparou o barco pra gente ir embora? Oi, cadê minha espada de prata, velho?
Sneak out. Avoid anything resembling a bloodbath.
You left me the key to my manacles, not an invisibility cloak. Triss, is everything all right?
Exactly.
É verdade.
You're the royal advisor. I've lost my post, my home in Vizima. Witcher's mistress, they call me. Kingslayer's whore.
Já limpar nossos nomes, mano.
Think they have to.
I know, but
They'll change their minds as soon as we find the Kingslayer. Roach will see to that. Right, spy?
I'm no spy, but you're mostly correct.
I ran into a hangman torturing Louisa Lavalette, trying to force her to confess to incestuous relations with her son. Foltest's children were to be Aryans.
sons of bitches.
The hangman has hanged his last. But Shillard has the Baroness and her children.
An interregnum is chaos by definition. Rats like Baron Kimbolt and Count Maribel rule Temeria, or strive to. But no one save old Natalis can restore true order.
Natalis is far away and of low birth. The crown's simply out of his reach. Baron Kimbolt, on the other hand.
Politics is secondary right now. Vernon, learn anything new about the Kingslayer?
A week ago I got a message from an informer in Flotsam. He saw Yorveth in the company of a large, bald man, not unlike the one you described.
A week ago? Sounds like a cold trail to me.
We need to start somewhere. The trading post is a few days upriver, in the forests that lie on the Adernian border. Yorveth's territory.
Flotsam it is then. Triss,
Yes?
I'm a bit beat up. Will you look at my wound?
O cara não perdoa.
Let's go below deck. And I need you to tell me about Yennefer in detail. And the things you don't want to tell me.
Ih, chat, olha só, hein.
Prepare to clear the lines and all aboard!
Lines clear, Captain!
Eita, chat. Agora deu ruim, hein?
War is a good time to forge friendships, alliances. Harry and Lavalette, busy building walls and forging swords for
Da
God.
hora a animação, né, velho?
When he was gone, those he loved were forced to forge friendships with those he hated.
com esse cara.
Life would be easy for anyone who's unlucky enough to be labeled a regicide. That goes triple for someone like Geralt. Could his luck get any worse? I've known the Witcher for a long time, and I'm sure that kings, courts, and politics concern him about as much as last year's snow. But hey, life doesn't always dole out what we expect, right? Sometimes it even forces us to associate with unsavory characters like Vernon Roach. I'm not making any excuses, and yes, I had my reasons. The Witcher spent most of the way to Flotsam talking to someone. Long into the evening, as water lapped against the boat's side, Triss told him forgotten stories of his unexpected child and his toxic relationship with a sorceress named Yennefer. Stories of a life stolen from him. Am I boring you? Don't set this tale aside. Give me just a few minutes more, for someone special's about to appear in dire straits upon a scaffold.
Era interessante, hein? Agora... 4 meses antes, fronteira entre Teméria e Aeredine. Que bicho é esse? Um orc? What the fuck, mano? Caraca, que espada, que arco legal, velho.
Sheathe your sword, elf. I'm here to talk. Bow low. You stand before a head crowned.
Caraca, ele tá comendo o rei mesmo.
That of Demavend, king of Aedirn, by the grace of the gods, sovereign of the Pontar Valley, and so on.
And you are?
A friend to non-humans. I have an offer.
Speak quickly and to the point. The Arrakis will soon return, and I'd rather know all before then.
I can add several more heads to this one. Each crowned.
Go on.
Foltest to start with. I barely escaped in Aedirn. I'll need help. Access to your hideouts and maps of your secret trails. And the support of the Scoia'Tael. I want no gold and have no interest in the killer's fame.
Then why do you wish them dead?
It's a long story. Your beast nabbed his neck. Time to go. Do we have a deal, elf?
Bruxão, ó. Brabo. Caraca, esse cara é brabo.
Flotsam should be just beyond the point. We'll take the beach.
Who's we?
You and me. Reconnaissance.
I'm coming too.
You should stay behind. We can't be sure of the reception we'll get.
Precisely why I won't let you go alone. Someone's got to look after you.
Pelo desembarque, siga pelas margens do rio até Flotsam. Beleza. Mano, mas ali aquele diálogo era 4 meses atrás, né, velho? Quando ele começou a bagaceira, aquela cabeça. Provavelmente era do primeiro rei que ele matou na abertura.
Jump!
Ai, que merda, hein, mano.
Any news from your secret informant?
The port's blocked. Some work have been held up for months.
What about roads through the forest?
Yorveth rules the forest.
Aí, espadinha de prata de volta. Agora sim, velho. Agora a gente tá on de novo, mano.
Where are we?
In a forest?
Very funny. But who does it belong to?
Yorveth, maybe? I know more about the Pontar Valley than you think. For instance, I know that Foltest stole this land from Demavend a few years back. I believe...
Vegetação tá top, hein, mano, olha. Beautiful, beautiful.
Hear that?
I smell an elf.
Dandelion? Dandelion? Será o Dandelion? Será o meu grande amigo Dandelion? Parece o Dandelion, hein? Não é o Dandelion.
That's Vernon Roach, Special Forces Commander for the last 4 years, servant of the Temerian King, responsible for the pacification of the Mahakaman foothills, hunter of elves, murderer of women and children, twice decorated for valor on the field of battle.
Yorveth, a regular son of a whore.
I've long awaited our meeting. Laid plans, set traps, and now you appear in my forest of your own volition.
You aided the man who slew my king.
King or beggar, what's the difference? One less.
We need him alive. Know any useful spells?
Get his attention.
Eita, agora eu vou ter que ser ligeiro, hein?
I'll try.
Climb down and we'll finish this. I await.
Ha! You're a man without honor, Vernon Roach. An insect I'll not fuel, but one that I will crush.
Seems like you spout the same old elven drivel.
Witcher.
I've seen your kind before. Proud and shay, sneaking around forests.
Esse chamou de bagulho feio, hein?
Yet masking that with acts of increasing cruelty.
I helped kill Roach's king. You call that helpless? Or would you call me a terrorist? No one will grant us our freedom, Witcher. We must win it for ourselves.
You're just another old elf in a young elf's skin, using clever words to mask an obvious truth.
Obvious, you say?
This is not about race or freedom, or even vengeance. You're here because someone powerful told you to be. Someone who's using you. They may wear a crown, carry a magic wand, or even lead a guild. Sure of this. It's not about your freedom, your rights, or your ears. Nilfgaard plowed you once. Now someone new does. Am I wrong?
Those times are gone. No one will ever use the Scoia'Tael again.
Who are you addressing? Me? Yourself? Or the archers in those shrubs?
Triss, now!
Ah, Tris, todo esse tempão aí que você teve, você ainda errou o tiro, mano. Aí foi vacilo, hein, mano.
Agora o negócio tá certo.
Assassin's Creed, né, mano?
Not discouraged.
Bruxão Creeds.
Triss, are you alright?
O que aconteceu? Tava enfeitiçado as flechas.
You should have charmed the archers. They're coming. Geralt, the spell's still working. Stay close. Triss is spent, so no more butterflies. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Back to the boat?
There's even more of them that way. We must fight our way toward Flotsam.
Oxi! Ah, entendi, mano. Tava fora do escudo, velho. Tava fora do escudo.
Geralt, the spell's still working. Stay close. Triss is
Inimigo do inimigo, mano.
flies. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Back to the boat?
There's even more of them that way. We must fight our way toward Flotsam.
Get your hands off my ass.
Who did you think it was?
I'm not a sack of flour.
Caraca, o negócio ficou mesmo sério, hein? Olha.
At least I'll die holding her.
Olha o tanto.
Not mine. I'll hold the spell.
É, para de segurar a bunda da atriz aí, mano. Segura do Geralt.
Yes. Fine.
Sons of bitches.
What's happening? All I see are your boots.
Where the hell is that trading post? I'm starting to think we'll make it. Wait. The barrier's waning.
Essa bandana aí, são da Vila da Folha?
Give me a bit more magic. Just a little. Geralt, kill them now!
Matando, cara, calma. É assim, mano.
Scoia'Tael attacking! Alarm! Squirrels! There's a mage among them! Ready yourselves!
Tomou.
You know each other? Rather well. But he has amnesia. I actually took the Witcher by surprise when I killed Foltest. Fear not, Elf. I know Geralt. I know his weakness.
Too many spells at once. You can die from that.
See that?
Yeah, the Kingslayer and Yorvith.
You all in one piece? Who are you?
I'm a witcher.
Emir var Emrys, spice merchant.
A trader?
In spices.
Uh-huh.
My good man, we barely escaped death. Be so kind as to tell us where we might get some rest. We'll explain everything later.
Very well. Head for the market square. Might be in time for the execution. Some ne'er-do-wells are going to hang.
O Dandelion, mano. O Dandelion e o Zatan lá, mano. O Zoltan.
Oh yeah, the broth
Certeza.
sounds especially interesting. Take care now.
O Dandelion e o Zoltan, certeza, velho.
Did you say that? Not like
Squirrels are very warm.
Yorvith led them. I saw him with my own.
Um bardo e um anão só pode ser os dois, velho. Mano. Deixa eu ver esse mapa aqui. Geralt. Beleza, tô. É isso. Pô, dá pra mim começar a fazer as missões já, né, mano?
I think the stew's ready.
Ó o porquinho. Bacon.
Some hanging. A bunch of non-humans and a spy. I heard the spy's cowardly. You're worthy.
Eita caramba.
He'll shit himself. I suppose I have seen my share.
Foi mal, galera. Foi mal. Desculpa, eu não queria fazer isso, mano.
Shit himself without a doubt.
Só queria um bacon, mano. Desculpa.
I think the stew's ready.
Só queria um bequinho. Aqui o bordel? Mano, o... Ah, pousada. Pô, na pousada sempre tem... um bagulho de missão.
Zoltan. Dandelion, my informer.
Just great.
What's the plan?
We improvise.
No killing.
We'll take care of this, Triss.
Geralt! Geralt! Over here! Help!
Boa.
Step back, White One.
Stand aside.
Sai da frente, maluco.
Those two, and I won't let them hang.
It's on who you know. The law says they're to hang. Carry on and you'll join them.
É, do que vocês estão acusando ele?
What are they going to hang for? They don't look dangerous.
The charge is collusion with the Scoia'Tael.
Jamais, velho.
Lion, an elven spy?
The bard's hanging for debauchery.
What?
The sentence was he's to hang for debauchery.
And a sentence is nothing to scoff at!
Que libertinagem que ele fez, mano.
Are you serious? Listen here, people. Is profligacy now a punishable offense in the free kingdom of Temeria? Or are we in Nilfgaard?
Piss off, freak! Or you'll have me to deal with. Think of the common folk, you're spoiling...
A diversão dos caras ver os outros enforcados.
Maybe, but he speaks truth. Debauchery's one of my favorite pastimes, but I don't want a noose placed around my neck for pursuing it.
The soldier boys paid us a visit or two, though we didn't have much fun.
Away with you, Margot! To your brothel!
Time to go? Fine. But hear this, people. He sure liked to parade about, but he really wouldn't come to attention.
Stop the execution.
Shut your trap! The singer's to hang and he will hang. This is a decent town. Whores and witches notwithstanding.
Que isso, velho?
Guardsman! I don't know witches, but Margot's a decent woman!
Shut it, all of you! Or I'll not vouch for what I'll do.
Thinks he's tough, showing off his balls. Don't fret, people. I've seen the...
Caraca, a mina tá esculachando o guardinha.
I'm warning you for the last time, Margot!
You wouldn't hit a lady.
You're no lady!
Ah, não, você vai arrumar briga comigo, cara.
He's toying with the others. They'll hang anyway.
Opa, calma aí.
You freak! Want to squirm with the others?
Ó, vai.
Come on up! Got room for one more deviant!
Toma.
They'll hang anyway.
Toma. Ih, errei. Caraca, eu tomei um rodo.
You freak! Want to squirm with the others?
Toma. Pitada.
Look here out!
Toma. Toma. Ô louco, mano.
Leave the witcher! He's toying with them! Leave the witch...
Oh, não. Acabou, fio. Que assim, ainda levantou? Mais uma? Vem. Ah, errei. Toma, pesada. E o cara tá de cuequinha na rua, mano? Ih, chegou reforço, hein, mano. Agora fedeu.
Going on here? I said, what the arse fuck is going on? I'd like to report. Out of my sight, Clover. A few ploughing bandits and you can't even hang them.
Que isso, véi.
You, stay calm. Hands off your sword. Our scaffold embraces speeches and hangings. Which will it be?
A lei tá do nosso lado, mano. Eu sou advogado, velho.
Interesting. Because I'm the law in Flotsam.
I take issue with that. Vernon Roach, officer of the king.
Calma.
Well, blue stripes. The non-human hunters.
Precisely. Anyone suspected of collaborating with the Scoia'Tael falls under my jurisdiction.
And Dandelion? What's he accused of?
He burned down a watchtower. What's your jurisdiction say to that? I thought so.
Is that true?
It might have looked that way, but I swear it wasn't my fault.
I'd rather give you a thief. Relax. I'm joking.
Que cara ruim, mano.
I hate thieves. We can put on another show. Bloody and serious this time, mind you. Or we can come to an understanding.
Meaning?
Give me a minute, Richard. Listen here. You may have heard rumours of the tragic events that transpired during the siege of Lavalette Castle. Sadly, they are true. King Foltest is dead. It's likely that Scoia'Tael had a hand in this heinous murder. So you see, none of you can feel safe. That is why today, wagons with armaments will roll out into Flotsam's streets. I hereby declare a state of emergency. Await orders. Prepare to fight. And ready yourselves to avenge your fallen king. Now disperse. Go to your homes.
Nice speech. You might as well have said outright that non-humans slew Foltest.
My subjects know exactly who the enemy is. Out in that forest, grow careless for a moment, and you're a dead man.
Whereas the non-humans here in town are all friendly.
Friendlier than the merciless bastards out there. We let the Scoia'Tael inside, and they'll skin us alive, just before they slit our throats. Here, even the slightest sense of safety is an illusion. We'll not succumb to it for a moment.
What about them?
They'll not hang for now. Let's say I'm reconsidering their cases. The scaffold's no place for civil conversation. We'll talk at my home. Your friends are free for the time being, but they're not to leave town. Come after dusk. I'll be busy till then. There's one more thing. Welcome to Flotsam, Witcher.
Ah, seu bosta.
They were really going to hang us. I don't know. I didn't mean to torch that watchtower.
Everything's all right, Dandelion. Let's get out of here.
Oh, we owe you, Geralt. Thank you. The tavern. Come on, Dandelion, you need a stiff drink. And while we're at it, I'll tell you an edifying tale of local hypocrisy that conceals lechery neath a veneer of courtesy. Except nothing can hide the stench.
Vá para a residência de Loredo nesta noite.
A notice board. Might find something interesting.
Boa, velho. É isso que eu queria. O Noite Terrível dos Scoia'Taels. Contrato de entrega. Confrontado com ameaças e insolência das criaturas conhecidas como endregas e preocupado com o povo, o comandante Bernard de Loredo decidiu oferecer uma recompensa para o extermínio dessas criaturas. A alma corajosa que livrar permanentemente a área desses monstros irá receber uma generosa recompensa das mãos de Louis Marcy. Será lembrado das crônicas da cidade como o verdadeiro herói de Flotsam, Louis Marcy, chanceler da cidade. O contrato do Necker foi anunciado, precisam recompensar para extermínio dos Neckers nas proximidades do posto comercial. Esses monstros devem ser eliminados de uma vez por todas. Aquele que aceitar este emprego e completar com sucesso será recompensado com uma generosa bolsa de ordens e um padre será pago para realizar orações em nome do será por 28 dias. Era. Decreto de absolvição para Dmitri, de conhecimento que o bandido Dmitri se arrependeu e pediu perdão por seus atos hediondos. O comandante Loredo, conhecido pela sua misericórdia, absolveu de seus crimes e aceitou Dmitri de volta à sociedade. Nisso, todos os mandados de prisão e presos pela cabeça de Dmitri foram suspensos. Contrato do Troll. As autoridades procuram uma alma corajosa para matar o Troll degenerado que respeita a porta da ponte arruinada na fronteira de Ardine. A besta pode ser derrotada por qualquer meio, apenas contanto que ele seja derrotado. O matador de trolls será generosamente recompensado, impostos e taxas relevantes já foram reduzidas. E receberá gratidão do povo aterrorizado de Flotsam. Emaranhado de ervas daninhas da floresta. Shin forrou um caniço de floresta. Barbeiro do Flotsam é a solução. Uma enorme e completa quantidade de serviços em oferta, incluindo corte de barba, remoção e drenagem de espinhas e cortes de cabelo. Todos os preços acessíveis. Dente extraído pelo ferreiro no caminho. Venha me ver à livraria. Veja livros antigos enquanto você espera. É isso, mano. Quero fazer essas missões aí. Onde que nós vai? Onde que nós vai? Aqui, deixa eu... Artesão, Jarot. Putz, mano.
Want some? Praise the goddess. Praise the goddess.
Welcome to my... What do you...
Mano, eu preciso vender os bagulho pra você aqui, calma aí. Esse aqui é o meu... Tá, esse aqui é o meu inventário. Não tem muita coisa pra vender, né, mano? Ah, cara, eu não vou vender nada, não. Vou fazer uma coisa aqui. Dá uma meditada, mano. Aproveitar aqui, ó. Upar o talento do bruxão, né? Geração de vigor, jogar a adaga. Pô, isso aqui é bom, já tem a adaga pra jogar. Beleza, geração de vigor, vitalidade. Calma aí. Mágica, alquimia. Tá bloqueado ainda, mano. Ah, tá tudo bloqueado, cara. Ferrar, mano. Na real, eu não quero beber poção, velho. Calma. Quero fazer poção. Diminuir o espaço no inventário, né, mano? Ah, dá pra fazer bomba? Quero fazer bomba, velho. Oxi, bomba é útil pra caramba. Aumenta o dano da espada ao máximo. Aumenta a hemorragia. Esse aqui pra fazer as missões agora. Papa Figo. Esse aqui não é bom ainda fazer, não. Poção, né? Ah, faz, vai, mano. Tá no inventário mesmo. Beleza. Beleza, mano. Eu preciso aprender mais. Não! Preciso aprender mais sobre os Knackers, né? Deixa eu ver aqui minhas missões. Diário. Missões enforcadas pelos deuses. Vá para a taverna e converse com seus amigos. Essa aqui eu não consigo fazer, não. Tá, então... Vamos lá. Contrato dos sneakers. Ainda mais lá para o covil dos trolls. Onde que é o covil dos trolls, será? Cara, será que eu consigo... É o mapa. Loja tem uma loja aqui em cima, mano. Deixa eu ver se eu consigo comprar algum livro que fala sobre leakers aqui, velho. Aqui? Opa, vamos roubar a casa aqui. Vamos comprar as coisas usando dinheiro roubado ainda, que nós é ruim. Em cima? Ué. Olha ela aqui, ó. Tá dormindo, velho. Ah, vamos lá pra baixo, então. Ó, tem um comerciante aqui, ó. E aí, fião?
Greetings. Mind if I take a look at what you have in stock?
Certainly. You're welcome to. I'm Fioravanti, a merchant. Not to be nosy, but weren't you hired to kill the king?
The Rita won't let you traders out until it suits him. Seems he needs you here for some reason.
What's that supposed to mean, damn it? Is he organizing an international trade fair? I'm a subject of King Demavend, and I tell you...
Demavend's dead. Can we get down to business?
Mano, eu quero saber o que você tem de livro aí, velho. Aqui é diagrama, né, mano? Eu já tenho tudo, né?
Youngster screaming in daytime, the old man will leave.
Caraca, ó, o suíno.
Just don't start any brawls.
Faz sossego.
Get it?
É isso.
I've got my eye on you.
Ah, eu quero muitas coisas. Primeiro... Ah, parece que você tem a mesma loja do parceiro ali, né? Beleza. Pô, eu sou burrão, né? Pode falar. Olha o estoque deles aqui, mano. Esse aqui é meu. Isso é meu, tá escrito ali, mano. Jared. Calma aí. Ah, tá. Mano, agora deixa eu fazer o bagulho certo aqui, né? Tá morando na loja errada, velho. Aí não tem como, né, mano? Não tem nem como me defender, velho.
So how's it going, dear? Everything all right at the household?
Aqui, ó. Venda. Ritos de imediate. Diagrama de couro. Caraca, tem muita fórmula pra comprar, maluco. Muita fórmula, mano.
Youngster screaming in deixe.
Cara, cadê a mina? Aqui. Só isso que você tem, mano?
It's a dog's life, Geralt, I'll tell you that much.
Damn, that was close! Innkeep! Vodka!
Triss Marigold! Lice eat me, but you are a treat to behold. Just a little pale.
Magic takes its toll, but I'll be all right. Good to see you in your beard again.
Can somebody tell me what happened? You set off a month ago for Zoltan's wedding.
That got fucked. There will be no...
Coitado do Zoltan.
You hear about Foltest?
Travel faster than the wind.
Winds and rumors. I want to know the truth.
I want to know how Foltest died. And the dragon, was there really one there? And who rules Temeria now?
Dandelion, calm down. Choke on your liquor.
Eu quero saber do casamento do Zoltan.
The Breckenrigs broke off the engagement because some limp prick put it about that I joined the uprising in Vizima.
Mas você participou mesmo.
But Law refused to let a rebel firebrand join the family. Innkeep, where's our drink?
It was like this. We got to Mahak a week after the Grandmaster died. Bought Zoltan an absolutely grand doublet, a pair of Garibaldi Krakows, and as a gift for Eudora, a jade stone as big as my fist.
We were broke as a joke by the time Dandelion threw me a bachelor party at an establishment called the Tight Lane.
Next day, we went over to the Breckenrigs. They welcomed us in, sat us down, and proceeded to discuss the superiority of Mahakaman mining know-how over any other. And that went on until dinner. Just when I thought I'd learned more than I ever wanted to know about mining, they served the soup.
You could have held a pin drop. Old Breckenridge rose and he says, "A real dwarf works a mine, not chases fame on the battlefield."
You'll never believe this, Geralt, but they served duck soup. It was as black as tar. They must have dropped lumps of coal into the pot.
"Eat," Breckenridge says, then proceeded to slurp 2 full bowls of the shite. God, hope his mind caves in on his head.
The dragon... Well, the dragon appeared, and that's all I know.
But where did the La Villettes get a dragon? We heard they fought on their side, huge as a barn, they say.
Dragons don't usually take sides. Maybe its lair was nearby and it just felt threatened.
If you hadn't driven it off, Foltest might not have taken the castle.
Maybe. We'll never know for sure. Laredo said you're working with the Scoia'Tael Zoltan.
I have done many things in my life, Geralt, but I have never stooped to banditry.
Scoia'Tael don't consider themselves bandits.
But I am no Scoia'Tael.
Since when have you worked for Roach?
Hey, nobody said a word when you went out to save Temeria from the Grand Master and his mutants.
Relax, Dandelion. I was just asking. Do what you want. You're an adult, kind of.
That wasn't very supportive.
Laugh away. At least I decided to do something constructive.
You used to spy for Redania. Now you're spying for Temeria. Some might call you a traitor.
Ever tried to live off of poetry alone? The truth is, I'm a citizen of the world. As long as I don't serve Emperor Emir, I'm not doing any harm.
Leave him be, Geralt. You play the spy a bit, get bored and drop it. You know how he is.
Triss, you're the expert on Temeria. Tell us who's in charge now.
It's chaotic and getting worse. The old families are fighting for supremacy, no holds barred.
Baron Kimbolt and Count Merivale, I bet.
Among others. After the assassination, while Geralt was in the dungeon, the lords convened in a field near Lavalette Castle to choose a new ruler. 3 days they debated, and it looked more like a bazaar than a meeting of nobles. Except the trade was in court and ministry positions, spheres of influence, royal privileges.
Humans.
In spite of several duels and 2 poisonings, no king was chosen. Civil war
Caraca.
was in the air.
Ultimately resolve anything?
No, it ended as usual. Sadly, John Natalis remains our only hope.
Ah, the victor at Brenna, and Foltest's most tried and true field commander.
And during the deliberations, he was several days' march from Lavalette Lands, with an additional 2,000 army men in tow. He's to keep the peace until a rightful monarch is chosen.
He could find that ruling is to his liking.
Natalis is a soldier at heart. He's not suited to rule, and I don't believe he even wants to.
He's got the army behind him.
Which is why he can guarantee peace. Why, a tenuous one, sure, but that's always better than civil war. Besides which, he's deeply in debt to a dwarven bank in which Philippa Eilhart, as sorceress, holds a significant stake.
O banco que a gente roubou, né, da primeiro Witcher.
Aye. Where were the great embassies of this world when they were truly needed?
They weren't invited. Neither was I. But if not for their intervention, or rather that of a few influential sorceresses, Baron Kimbolt would have taken the throne.
I was invited to sing at his court once. Afterwards, he refused to pay me, and the food was awful. No way I'll stay in Temeria if he's crowned.
I think I've heard enough about politics. Foltest's killer lay in wait in the tower, where the Lavalettes had hidden the royal bastards. He was well informed.
Wait a minute. What were you doing there?
I was protecting the king. After the first attempt, Foltest began treating me as his lucky charm. He ordered me to be at his side during the battle. The dragon separated us from the rest of the army. The killer disguised himself as a monk, a blind one at that. He let Foltest greet his children, waited until I had walked off, then cut the king's throat from ear to ear.
How did he flee?
Jumped out a window into the river below. You're with Scoia'Tael were waiting in a boat. It was planned.
And you're chasing him because you murdered the king?
I was accused of the murder. I need to clear my name. Besides, I looked him in the eye before he escaped. He's a witcher. Then some brave Temerian soldiers showed up, piled on me, and knocked me out.
Yourselves, good folk! The beast attacks!
É mesmo?
We better get out there. Someone's casting spells.
Eita. Oxi, que bicho é esse, mano? Oxi, mano. É um verme? Ah, é a mulher lá. Não. Quem é essa?
What sort of sorceress are you? A lot of good you did. Can't you hear me? Why didn't you help him?
He's alive, isn't he?
The beast nearly pulled him in the water while you stood staring like a calf at a shit-covered clover.
Watch your words.
Where's this beast?
Ask her.
Geralt.
Te conheço?
I guess we knew each other.
Oh, look here. Birds of a feather.
Let's say I've heard of you.
Master Witcher, this is foolish. The beast near pulled Sozek into the depths, and you're simply chatting with this damsel.
All right. What happened?
I came to Flotsam to kill the Kairan.
Kairan?
The monster that has effectively blocked the port. A moment ago, I had the good fortune to see it in all its splendor, but the local folk scared it away.
Fortune? You hear that, Sozek? That was some good fortune for you.
Why's the beast in the port all of a sudden, eh?
Summoned by the witch, perchance?
To see it in all its splendor.
Sozek doesn't look too good. Lay him inside somewhere.
Right, we've dawdled enough already. Come on, lads, let's go.
What's this? I was ready for a rumble there.
Shut it, and come on.
I apologize for interrupting, but I am Louis Merce, and I am chief person in charge of all matters related to monster hunting in Flotsam. It is in this capacity that I must inquire if you're willing to attempt to resolve the problem of our so-called Karen, the beast that now blocks all trade traffic.
Awesome.
So, Witcher, are we willing?
Mano, primeiro que eu nem sei seu nome, parça.
I was here first, and I'll not relinquish this contract. My way or the highway, as the locals put it.
Fine. Your way it is.
You must contact the merchants on the waterfront as regards any rewards. Madame de Tanseville has, I believe, already conducted some preliminary negotiations.
That I have.
In that case, don't let me keep you.
Triss, how long must I wait for you to introduce us?
Sheila de Tanserville, advisor to Queen Zulika of Kovir.
It's a long way north.
True. I had my doubts if the Kayran was worth the journey, but those were dispelled with what it showed today.
Here to hunt down some ingredients?
Triss Merigold. Sharp as ever.
You're thinking that...
Troll eyes, ghoul venom, virgin's blood, all those disgusting marvels we take from dying species, to throw into the cauldron at Sabbaths. Right, Triss?
Absolutely. Virgins are a dying breed.
Oh my. Your sense of humor seems to be intact too. But enough of these pleasantries. Tell me, Geralt, you saw the tentacle. What do you make of it all?
The beast must be huge. Maybe inhabited one of the Pontar's tributaries before, hunting animals. Then it grew for some reason, and hunger drove it to seek fresh pastures.
And on the Pontar it found trade barges burgeoning with obese, slow-moving merchants. You're partly correct. Cedric claims the Kayran emerged from the northern swamps approximately 1 month past.
Cedric?
An elf. Formerly a Scoia'Tael. Strange bird. But he knows quite a bit about the area and its living wonders.
I need to look around, find out a few things.
An investigation. Witchers' rituals, extracting secrets and such.
More or less. I'll talk to the merchants about the reward, pay Cedric a visit and get back to you.
You'll find me at the inn. I've rented lodgings there, on the upper floor.
You know the inn's also a whorehouse.
Thanks for the warning.
Descubra o que aconteceu no cais. Fale com o Cedric.
No, working my arse off like a stagecoach.
Dá pra mim por baixo aqui. Mano, tem que comprar um livro, velho. Os bichos lá, mano. Eita caramba, aí eu fiz um furto pesado aqui, hein? O que você tem pra vender aí, mano? Saber dos livros, que livro que você tem aqui? Não tem nada de livro, mano. Nossa, 673. Não tem dinheiro pra nada aqui não, mano. Vambora.
Why the hell are we stacking and restacking this stuff at the port store?
Everything in order?
Tudo certo sim, meu príncipe. Relaxa. Tudo bem. Mano, calma aí. Faltou aqui, beleza. Loja, pousada, artesão. Missão localizada. Mano, dá pra fixar as missões, será? Deixa eu ver. Ah, dá.
Any knows?
Peraí. Fixar, rapaz, aí fica mais fácil, ó. Boa. Boa, boa, boa. Caraca, cidadezinha grande, mano.
Greetings.
Cidadezinha grande da bexiga, mano.
Where might you be going?
What kind of question is that? Anyway, know where I can find an elf named Cedric?
Don't get involved in this.
You did turn pale when we met Sheila.
You must have imagined that.
Never mind. I'll find out for myself.
How?
We're going hunting together, right after I find Cedric.
Well, then let's go see him. He should be at the top of his observation tower.
Já estamos aqui mesmo, né? Mas não vamos ali não, vamos ali não. Fazer a missão dos trolls primeiro, quero cortar alguém, velho. Quero cortar algum bicho, mano. Tacar da espadeta aqui já, né? Oh.
Damn monsters.
A Endrega não tem. Eu não li o livro dela ainda. Dá pra fazer muita coisa, né? Será que dá pra nadar, mano? Deixa eu ver. Nem tem nada ainda, né? Beleza. Ih, tem um cara enforcado aqui. Coitado, mano. Morreu. Caraca, mano, que pântano louco, velho. Vou achar o covil dos troll, mano. Cadê o covil dos troll? As crianças brincando ali. Quer dizer, parece ser criança, né, mano? Eu não sei, né? Nossa. Não dá pra nadar. Beleza. Olha, continuar descendo a nossa direção aqui, ó. Aparentemente o covil fica na beira do rio. Pelo menos aqui, ó. Subir de novo. Cara, essas crianças correndo aí, mano. Não é criança não, velho. As pestes isso aí, mano. Bonito. Celidônia. Nossa, mano, eu tô perdido no pântano, cara. Tô perdido, mano. Merda, mano, eu tô perdido. Eu tô perdido, cara. Que droga, mano. Nossa, eu achei que você era uma criança, hein, mano. Morre aí, fio. Morre aí de boa. Morre e fica calado, mano. Tem mais? Não tem mais. Pode guardar a espada. Cara, foi daqui que eu vim, não foi? Daqui, ó. Boa. Mano, é que a gente vai fazer o seguinte, velho. A gente já vai na maldade já. Tomar a posição do gato. Vou tomar um quero-quero. Mandorinha. É isso, mano. Let's drink.